Market update on the 7th. Big down day today, down almost 3%. Broke through my target of 368, 370 pretty much at the beginning of the day, and then it was just straight down from there. So let's just go over the possibilities of where we can go from here. Pretty much, I see us. I still think this is an A wave, but I'm definitely open to the possibility that this was the top right here, even though I still think that's a corrective wave. That could have been the top of the overall fourth wave, and I have to be open to that because we saw a pretty convincing 5-wave move, which could be considered the overall third wave of this move. So right here, this appears to be ABC. I can see how you could say it's a 5-wave move too, based on breaks the parallel line, it bounces right here and goes lower. So if that's the case, I guess we could label this as 1 as well. We zoom in here on the 3-minute time frame. You'll see though why I thought it was an A wave is you get 1, 2, and then we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so that's really 5 waves of another wave. So it looks like ABC to me. So that's why I have it labeled as A. I'm going to add in 1 just for the possibility of that being a first wave. And then this is either B or 2. I have so many markings on here. Let's put this in parentheses. Okay, so we either have A or 1, 2 or B, and then this is a clear 5-wave move right here. The last video I said we were going to hit 371 to break the parallel line. We draw the parallel line again. You'll see clearly broken right there. I was thinking 371 would have been a good third wave. We have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3. 4, and then a huge 5th wave to complete the overall third wave. We get an ABC bounce, and then on this bounce, if we measure the fib retracement tool here, you'll see that this comes down to pretty much the 50% retracement, actually exactly, and that's where you'd want to aim if you're looking for a 5th wave, the 50 to 61.61 fib. And then if we go over the waves here to make sure it's finished, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, parallel lines. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Clear 5-wave move down to complete the overall wave that started all the way up here. And so that has to be either the overall third wave, or it could be A, B, and this is the overall C wave. So there's 2 possibilities right now. Based on however we see this, remember I think this is corrective. And so if that's corrective, then I would see this as ABC with an extended C wave. If you see this as the completion of the overall 4th wave, then you would see it as 1, 2, 3. If that's the case, you'd be looking for a bounce to probably only about 364.60. And then that would be the overall 4th wave. And then we could do the fib retracement tool again, all the way to the very beginning of this. And that would give us a target of 355 to 352. Do 355. And that would be the overall 5th wave right there. So that would be the completion actually overall of either the 5th wave. So we could see this as 3, 4, 5, and that could be the completion of the overall 5th wave. And then we go higher, or that could be just wave 1 of the overall 5th wave. We bounce, and then we go lower. So we'll have to just see what happens on Monday, but I would expect a bounce for sure to at least 364.62 if this ends up being a 5-wave move. If this ends up being what I had originally had as W, and this would be X, I know this is getting kind of messy, then we would still be looking for the move higher to what I said in the last video, 380 to 385, maybe even higher than that. And that still has potential of being the 4th wave higher or the beginning of a move higher if this ends up being the overall C wave. So it's getting kind of confusing now with all the different possibilities, but that's what we got to look out for. I think on Monday we'll be able to have a pretty good idea of what's going to happen depending on the bounce. If we get a bounce right here, then you pretty much got to expect that we're going to come down here and complete a 5th wave. But if we bounce harder than that, let's say we bounce all the way to 369 to 370, I would probably start getting skeptical that there's a 5-wave move. So bears want a small bounce and a move lower. Bulls want a bigger bounce on Monday of probably at least like 1 or 2% to confirm that we put in a bottom here short term. And that's pretty much what you got to watch out for. It's just Monday. Let's see how the bounce goes. If we can zoom in here, we're on the 3-minute time frame. Let's see what we got so far. So far, it looks like it's kind of hard to say right now. We're on the 1-minute time frame, but looks like ABC maybe. I don't know. It's going to be 50-50 for me now. I was pretty bullish before today, but this day, although I find it highly suspicious that the VIX didn't spike very much during this whole sell-off, and they pretty much walked it down. I mean, you had a few big moves down, but for the most part, it was kind of orderly selling, and the VIX barely spiked. It went up to 32 at one point, and that could mean two things. Either that means that the sell-off was kind of like a fake sell-off, and we're going to fall more in the VIX, and SPY is going to start going up higher, or it could mean that they're holding the VIX back, and we're selling off pretty orderly, and then they're going to spike the VIX next week, and we're going to go much lower. But based on what I see a bounce to at least 364.62 on Monday, and then from there we'll be able to tell if we're going to go down for a 5th wave or we're starting the move higher to 385. So two different possibilities. I'll leave the key takeaways in the description. The VIX I'll take a look at real quick. We did break outside that parallel line like I mentioned before, and we did have a 5-wave move today on the 1-hour time frame. Clear 5-wave move. So actually on, let's zoom in a little bit more. So on Monday, depending on what happens, it's a possibility we consolidate in the VIX on Monday and then go higher if there's going to be a 5th wave. Or, again, there's always different possibilities here. We could be looking at ABC down here, and then this is end up being a B wave, and we get another move lower. That's a possibility. Or this is the start of a 5th wave. We have one. We pull back here, and then we see a move higher after 50% retracement to the upside target in the high 30s. So again, technical analysis on the VIX is pretty unreliable, but I'm probably on the VIX. I'm leaning towards being bearish in the overall market because it's followed pretty textbook for a 5-wave move. So I'm still expecting the high 40s to get hit at some point. Of course, that doesn't match my theory of going higher. So we'll have to see what happens on Monday. The dollar went, I think it's at like 112.77 so far today. Let's see here. $112.74. Let's go out here on the daily time frame and just see what's going on here. Maybe lower time frame. Yeah, it looks like that looks like an ABC move. And this looks like an ABC move too so far. So I wouldn't be surprised if the dollar is also in an ABC move. So we have A, B, depending on if that's a top or not. I would expect a move lower in the coming days. But then again, a B wave can go all the way to the top of here too. So again, not really learning that much from the chart on the dollar as of right now. The yields, they're up at like 3.9, all the way back up almost to the very top. Same thing, another ABC move. Looks like a B wave higher. I would expect more downside soon. I'm still leaning bullish overall. I think this is kind of a trap for bears in my opinion, but we'll see on Monday, depending on the bounce, if we're going to see more downside. So that's pretty much it. I'll put the key takeaways in the description. Please like and subscribe for more updates next week on SPY. All right, have a good weekend.